A lot of people seem to believe that life is treating everyone the same. A lot of people seem to believe that life is the same for everyone. Life is fair. It's easy to think that the way that life is treating you is the way that it's treating everyone. If your life is hard, and life is hard for everyone. If your life is easy, then life is easy for everyone. Life is not easy for people who are average. If you don't have anything about you that makes you stand out, your life is going to be hard. And most people are average. Most people are average. If you are above average, then this world is going to be a playground for you. You'll be able to take reality for a ride and, do what you want. People will be willing to do things for you just because you're above average. You can do everything right and still not get good results, and you can do everything wrong and still get good results. If you're above average, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do a lot of things right. You can still get what you want. But if you are average, you'd have to work very, very hard to get what you want. Life is not fair, but we want to believe that it is fair, because if we believe that it's not fair, we wouldn't even be having children. We would know that it's not a fair game. So people want to believe that life is fair. They tell themselves that, some people have what they want, but there are some things that are important that they do not have. When I was growing up, my mom used to tell me that, there are people in this world who are successful, who have money, who have everything that you want, but they can't have kids. You see, so that's how life creates balance, right? There must be balance. So if life is going to give you riches, it's going to make sure that you don't have something that's important that other people have. So you have riches, but then you don't have something that's important that other people have. You have money, but you don't have good health. But that's not how life is. It's not fair. You can have everything and enjoy your life. There are people who have everything and who are enjoying their lives and who are going to enjoy their lives until they die. And there are people who have nothing and who are not enjoying their lives and who are not going to enjoy their lives until they die. Most people average, man. Most people that you see every day are average. And that's why life is hard for many of us. That is why people feel like they must be manipulative. We hate people for being manipulative sometimes, but some people figured out that the only way to get what they want is to not be real. Because if they are going to truly be themselves, they're not going to get what they want. That is why many people are fake in the world. People feel like they must do whatever they can to get what they want. If they can't get what they want directly by being themselves, by being honest, then maybe they must not be honest. That is why I don't even judge anyone. If you're above average and life is giving you whatever you want, and someone is below average and they have to be sneaky to get what they want, do you have the right to judge them? I mean, you are getting what you want without even doing much. Can you really say, oh, that's a bad person? Because they have to be a bit slick to get what they want. Life is not fair, man. Everyone is trying to escape suffering. It's easier for some people to escape suffering. It's much harder for some people to escape suffering. But we're all trying to escape suffering. And sometimes we cause suffering trying to escape suffering. Sometimes we are forced to be selfish. Sometimes we are forced to hurt others. Sometimes we're forced to be inconsiderate. It's life. People don't want to admit that life is not good. They don't want to admit that life is not good. So they keep on perpetuating this cycle of suffering in search of meaning. I feel like at some point it will make sense, or it does make sense. They just don't understand enough. And some people tell themselves that. They tell themselves that no, life is actually meaningful. We just don't understand enough about what is going on. What if you do understand enough about what's going on? What if life has never kept any secrets from you? What if everything is obvious? Don't you feel like everything is obvious, but we want this to make sense so bad that we try to seek for meaning that it isn't even there. Right? We're trying to seek meaning that isn't even there. There's no meaning. Life has always been like this. There's always been laws, laws of the universe. You know that what goes up must come down. You know that if you are above average, people will be willing to make things easy for you. They will feel like you deserve everything. They will worship you. So if you are good looking, for an example, a lot of people will be attracted to you and they will be willing to do things for you. They'll be willing to be in your life. If you are not attractive, people won't be willing to do things for you. People won't be willing to be in your life. It's how it works. We can't change that. We can't change that about ourselves. Even if you want to be a good person, you can't change that about yourself. I can't make myself want to do things for average people. Like, we want to do what we want to do, right? I can't make myself love someone that I do not love. I cannot make myself like someone that I do not like. So it's not easy to be kind to people who are average. It's not easy for me to see a person who's average struggling and be willing to help, you know. I remember when I was still in high school, there was this guy. Everyone liked him. Right? Like he was handsome, like very handsome. Everyone liked him. I remember this other day, his friend made fun of this other guy, and the guy got angry, and they approached him. They continued to make fun of him, and then he punched the guy, that handsome guy. Boom! Started to fight. He won the fight. Like he beat the guy up. And a lot of people were angry because they liked that guy that I'm telling you about, that handsome guy. Not because he's a good person. He was an asshole, but they just liked him because he was handsome. You know what happened? After school, a group of people jumped that guy. The guy that beat the handsome guy. Like, he was not handsome at all. People didn't like him. He was not a bad person. People just didn't like him. So they jumped the guy and beat him up. That's life. Life is a popularity contest. People will love you not because you're a good person, not because you're doing the right things, not because you care about them. You might not even give a shit about anyone, but if people love you, they love you because you are above average. You can get away with a lot if you are above average. If you rich, if you have money, people are going to treat you very well. You can be an asshole, but people are not going to care. That's how humans are. That's the reason why some people are religious and they believe in God and they worship God. You know, they were told that God is powerful, God is above average, you see. So it doesn't really matter what he does it? Like, he can do anything. He can decide tomorrow that he's going to kill 1 million innocent people, and he's going to make their death painful. Like, they're not just like gonna just die. Like, they're going to die a horrible death. People will still worship him. It doesn't matter why. He's above average. That's, you know, that's what makes people want to be good to some people. If they are above average, they want to be good to them. If they are below average, they don't want to be good to them. You see? Life is not fair, man. We just like to lie to ourselves as humans. It's not fair. It's not a fair game. So many people are suffering and they wonder why. They even blame themselves. Ever blamed yourself for your own suffering? I didn't do things right. That's why I should have been this, should have been that, should have been like this, I should have been like that. Like, nah, man. The real problem is that you're average. So life is giving you shit for being average. You have to figure out a way to become exceptional at something, I guess. Find a way to become a superhuman. Life has never been fair, man. Thing is, each and every person is looking at life from their own perspective. So sometimes you start, like, sometimes you project, right? You think that life is the same for everyone. You think that, like, if you've had to work hard to get the things that you want, you feel like each and every person have to work hard to get the things that they want. You don't believe that some people don't even have to do anything to get what they want, because you're not them. You've only seen life from your own perspective. Like, life trained you to believe that you must work very hard to get the things that you want. So you believe that. It even gets to a point where if you get what you want without working hard, you feel guilty. Like, wow, what did I do to deserve this? Because life has never treated you that way. You don't realize that there are some people in this world who don't have to do anything at all to get what they want. And if you've been getting the things that you want without having to do much, you start to think that life is just like that. Like, people don't even have to do much to get what they want. You'd believe that life is easy. If you are a very attractive woman and guys are just doing things for you, because guys are going to do things for you if you are an attractive woman. That's how it works. They will be willing to do things for you. They will give you things for free. Like, you have a lot of guys doing things for you. You won't even have to do anything. You just have to be a person. That's it. And guys will just be willing to do things for you. Like, people are just gonna love you, and you're gonna believe that, oh, life is easy, man. Life is easy. I don't have to do much. So it's you're going to think that that's how it is for everyone. You're going to think that that's how it is for everyone. So it's not going to be easy for you to understand someone who is broke. Like, if your friend is broke, she doesn't have what she wants, guys are not doing things for her, it's not going to be easy for you to understand that. You'll be like, nah, maybe there's something that she's doing wrong. Maybe there's something that I'm doing right. Well, the truth is that no. It has to do with where you rank socially. Like, if you're above average, your life is going to be easy. When I'm chilling with my day ones, we like to talk about a lot of things. We also like to talk about women, because these are the people that I grew up with. They know that the people that I've dated, I know the people that they dated. So we talk about everything. I usually tell them that, guys, I don't think relationships are difficult. I think if you're not the one, your relationship is going to be difficult. And you're going to tell yourself that, well, relationships are difficult. Nah, maybe the person that you're with thinks you're average. The person that you're with thinks that you're average. So she doesn't really appreciate you. So she doesn't treat you the way that you feel you deserve to be treated. Because she thinks that you're average. If she didn't think that you were average, then she would be treating you better than the way that she's treating you. Like, it has nothing to do with the fact that you went there for her on this day. Doesn't have to do with the fact that you didn't call her to check up on her when she was dealing with this and that. Doesn't have to do with the fact that you were drunk last night. It has a lot to do with how she perceives you. If you are in a relationship with a person that you think is average, you're going to treat them as if they're average. You see? And they're not going to really enjoy themselves in that relationship. That's life. We pretend as if we treat everyone the same, but we don't treat everyone the same. I know guys who are willing to do everything for some women. A guy is earning like 10k and is willing to spend over 6k on his woman. Like, for real. Because he feels like she's above average. So he's willing to do anything for her. But there are some women that he has dated that he's not willing to do anything for. Like, nah, I don't give a damn. It's life, man. It's life. So if you're average, you're going to go through a lot of shit in life and blame yourself. It's very common for people to like start blaming themselves when things are not making sense. They start to think that they are doing everything wrong. That's why things are not making sense. Well, the truth is that, nah, man, like, it has to do with where you rank socially. Life is easy when everyone thinks that you are above average. I mean, you might be a great person, but it depends on the ranking system that we use as people. If someone is very attractive, we tend to rank them very high because they're attractive. We tend to treat them very well. We tend to give them the things that they want simply because they're attractive. If someone is not attractive, they can be a great person, have a great personality, but until their great personality start working for them, we're not really going to care. Yes, if you have a great personality, it can work for you. But life isn't as hard as many people think it is. You're just average. That's the thing. Like, life is very easy for people who are above average. It's just like if you have money and you have access to a lot of things that you want, people who are broke are gonna think, it's not easy to get what I want, right? It's not easy for me to have access to this, I have access to that, I have to work very hard. But people who are rich think that it's easy to just get what they want, to buy the kind of car that they want, to live where they want to live, to travel where they want to travel. So it's like that. It's like that for people who are above average. You find yourself having access to a lot of things and you enjoy your experience. Life is great for only 1% of humans. Everyone else is just suffering, hoping that one day things can change. Humans have hope. They're very hopeful. We try to find meaning where there's no meaning. We try our best to justify our existence. We try our best to find sense where there's no sense. And I think the truth is obvious, and it's always been obvious. Life already revealed to us what we needed to know about it. We're just telling ourselves what we want to tell ourselves. It's like if you are in a relationship with a person who doesn't love you, and you tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself to be with them. You can say that they're not treating you right. Like, a person who loves you will then be treating you the way that they're treating you. But you're like, maybe this person is just immature. Yeah, maybe they'll grow up. Maybe they're just going through a lot right now. You know, maybe they're still learning how to love me. Maybe they're new to this. Like, nah. It has to do with how they perceive you. Do you really matter that much to them? If you do, they will treat you as if you do matter. No one is gonna need to tell them how to treat you. They'll know how to treat you. Now, if your life is being shit, you're average. So you have to go through what average people go through. If people are treating you better than the way that they're treating others, you're above average. Don't let people lie to you, man. People who are getting the things that they want, don't let them lie to you. Oh, you gotta work hard, this and that. Like, we don't even have free will. Life kind of like put us in our place. If you realize that, like, life will put you in your place. You don't really have free will. Free will will put you where it wants to put you. And if you fight a lot, you might end up in serious trouble. Like, let's just say life puts you in your place and you're like, nah, I don't wanna be there, and you fight, you might end up in trouble. That's why there are people who are in jail. They're like, I ain't gonna allow life to put me in my place. Nah. Life is weird, man. But you need to be honest with yourself. You must be willing to accept the truth about yourself. Like, don't ever lie to yourself. If you want to lie to someone, lie to other people, but don't ever lie to yourself. Always be willing to be honest with yourself. Doesn't matter what the truth is, man. Be honest with yourself. Always tell yourself the truth. If you are average, don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself that, oh, I'm above average and I deserve to be treated like this. I mean, you do deserve to be treated good, but you're not really in control. The truth is that we deserve whatever we want. Like, you were born here without your consent, so if you want something, you actually do deserve it by default, because you didn't ask for this. So why should you find yourself wanting things that you can't even have? But be willing to accept the truth about yourself. Be willing to accept the truth about the world that you are in. If the world is cruel, the world is cruel. If the world doesn't love you, the world doesn't love you. You see? If no one cares about you, no one cares about you. Be willing to accept that. Don't fight that. Like, nah. That's not the truth. That's how you keep on getting hurt by life, because you've never accepted the truth. Just let life surprise you if it's going to surprise you, but accept the truth. Sometimes life will surprise you. Sometimes life will treat you better than it has ever treated you. But don't tell yourself lies. It's not fair. That's what you must always know. Life is not fair, and there's nothing that we can do to change that. People pretend as if they want that to change. I mean, if you're not like really doing good, you'd want things to be fair, but if you are doing good, you wouldn't really want things to be fair, right? You wouldn't want life to be fair. If you had a lot of money, would you want everyone to have a lot of money? But if you were broke, you'd want everyone to have a lot of money, you see? If you were very attractive, would you want everyone to be attractive? No, because you wouldn't stand out, and you want to stand out. If you want to grow and find peace, be willing to accept the truth no matter what it is. The reason why we have too many churches where I live is because people do not want to accept the truth. We have too many churches, but nothing is actually changing. I was having a conversation with this other Christian lady. Sounded like an NPC, bro. I was asking her, why do you think people are suffering in Africa? I mean, Almost every person that you know is religious, right? Almost every person that you know is religious. Why are we suffering? Why do you think that God is not helping us? Because African people are religious. Trust me, like they are very, very religious. It's not easy being an atheist here. It's not easy speaking the truth. Yeah, it's not easy. People are going to judge you. If I asked 100 people if they believed in God, they will all tell me that they believe in God. Maybe if I asked 1,000 people if they believe in God, maybe they'll be like, 3 people will be like, no, but it's very uncommon to find a person who does not believe in God. Yeah? It's very uncommon. Everyone believes in God. The unwillingness to accept the truth, the unwillingness to be honest. That's what it is. That's why, even though they've never seen a real miracle happening, they still pray, looking for miracles. When something good happens, they will say it's God. When something bad happens, it's the devil. Unwillingness to accept the truth. But I'm telling you, if you are really willing to accept the truth, you'll grow. So be willing to accept the truth about yourself. So that you know what to expect from the world, you know. You know how the world is going to treat you. It's sad that the world is not treating everyone the same, but it's not, man. There are people who have never been loved. And there are good people with good hearts. And they have good intentions, and they would love. They would love those who love them. But they've never been loved. They've only been used. That's life. It's not fair. They even blame themselves. Yeah, I shouldn't have been angry at this person. I shouldn't have called this person at 2 a.m. in the morning. You know, I did something wrong. I called them at the wrong time and they were sleeping, and because of that, they are angry with me. Like, nah, they just don't care about you. You're just average. If you weren't average, it wouldn't matter if you called them at 2 a.m. in the morning. It wouldn't matter if you make mistakes. You see, it wouldn't matter if you make mistakes. You must be willing to accept the truth about life, man. You must be willing to accept the truth about yourself. Stop telling yourself life is fair. It's not. Things are gonna get better. I mean, that's good if you can't go on if you like really accepted the truth, but I do think that if you can accept the truth and you know, allow yourself to heal, then it's better to accept the truth. If life had meaning, it will have to do with figuring out what it is. It will be like a maze, you see. Like you figuring out what it is, that will be the meaning of life. It's something that you need to figure out, because we weren't given answers. Even though the truth might be obvious, but because we haven't been given the answers, and this is a very confusing experience, and human beings are emotional. Sometimes they will ignore the truth just because of their emotional attachment. Okay, I see that this makes sense, but I'm emotionally attached to this. I'm emotionally attached to this idea. So even if the idea itself doesn't really make sense, but because I'm emotionally attached to it, then I'm gonna go with it. That's how we are as humans, man. Even if I see that the religion that I believe in doesn't make sense, but I'm attached to it. So I'm still going to believe in it. Even if I can see that, oh, the person that I'm with doesn't really care about me, but I love them, I'm attached to them, so who cares? I'm gonna ride with them. Like, nah, man, you must care about the truth. I don't believe that there's anything that can set you free except the truth. So it must get to a point where you don't really care what you want the truth to be. You just care about what the truth is. Be as honest as possible with yourself. I've been able to grow because to me it's not about what makes me feel good. It's always been about the truth. And the more I make it more about the truth, the more I grow. The more I tell myself that, hey, it doesn't really matter how I feel. What really matters is what makes the most sense. What really makes sense is what's most likely to be true. And I think the more we accept the truth, the more things become clear. No, like if you don't accept the truth, you're gonna always be confused. You see what the truth is, but then you're not willing to accept it, so you'll be confused. Because human beings are not rational, so they'll be confused. But if you know the truth, you'll never be confused. You know exactly what to expect. See, so how can you be confused by something that you already expect? Human beings are emotional creatures, and because you are having a human experience, you will have to deal with them. So you must understand the truth about them, the truth about yourself, the truth about how they look at you, how they view you. Be willing to accept the truth, and the truth will set you free. Thank you all, guys.